Hi everyone, this is Lucy at Middle Path Yoga here in Brighton. I've had a request for a yoga sequence to help tone and strengthen the glute muscles, so that's what we have today. I like to offer videos that are fairly complete, so that means that the sequence will take the spine in every direction. We'll also be working on the hips and the core strength in this sequence, so it isn't just 20 minutes of glute work. If there is an exercise that you're enjoying, feel free to pause the video and repeat a few more sets of that exercise. Recommend starting with the easy options as you go through it the first few times and then build up as you get stronger. Give it a go, and as always, let me know how you get on. Starting our practice today in a child's pose, just taking a few steady breaths into the back ribs here. Letting go of any tensions, tuning into the frequency of your yoga class, acknowledging nowhere to go, nothing to do for the next 20 minutes or so. Then making your way up onto all fours, coming through a cat pose, Madhyasa, mobilizing the spine, timing it with the breath, so exhaling as we close, inhaling as we open, just warming the body up here, noticing how we're feeling today, any tightness, any unnecessary holding there, and then warming up the upper back with a little twist there, raising one arm, rotating the wrist a few times in each direction. See how the elbow feels, bending and straightening the elbow joint. Still planting down through the other hand and rotating the shoulder there. Nice, big, organic movement. Changing over, planting down through the other hand, reaching up. You can turn the head as well, so a little twist on the neck, rotating the wrist, and then checking in with your elbow. See how that feels today. Rotating the shoulder, big roll. And then planting both hands down. Coming into tiger pose, drawing one knee in towards the forehead. I'm starting with the left leg here, and then extending it out. So tucking in, pushing away, and then taking your leg out to the side, keeping it parallel with the floor. So pointing the toes, and then flexing the foot, taking it out to the side, keeping it flexed, and tucking. So similar movement to the cat pose with regards to the spine, rounding, arching, and then extending out. Try not to lose the effort going down through the arms. And then balancing, reaching out with the opposite arm before bending the back leg, taking hold of the foot or the ankle if you can. It'll just an opening stretch through the chest, not a deep back bend. And release, coming back to child's pose. Using this as our rest posture. And then coming back to all fours, and we'll repeat the same thing on the other side. So tucking the knee towards the forehead, extending the leg back. You exhale, close the body, close the lungs. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, close. Inhale, open, and then if you want to, starting to now take the leg out to the side as well. Toes pointing down, rounding the spine. Exhale, inhale, extend. Exhale, leg to the side. Inhale, behind, and exhale, tuck. So choose a rhythm that works for your lung capacity, your suppleness, your strength. Exhale as the knee comes in, pushes more breath out of the lungs than normal. Inhale, chest open, flexing the foot out to the side. Balancing now, raising the opposite arm and then bending the back leg. Just using this, as I say, as a chest opener, not a deep back bend. Pushing the foot away from you, planting down through the hand that remains on the floor. Tucking the toes under now, lifting the hips, marching out the backs of the legs in our downward facing dog. Mobilizing the lower back now, so taking the bent knee underneath the straight leg, rotating on the ball of the foot to get that twisting march. Back into our child's pose once again, just taking a few breaths, noticing anything that's starting to change. So back to all fours, bend the elbows, drop down to the floor, and then inhale into an easy cobra, and then back into child's pose. So a little flow here, dropping the chest to the floor, rolling the shoulder blades back, Bhujangasana Cobra, lift yourself up and back into child's pose. So we're going to keep the tops of the feet on the floor here. If you want to do a stronger version, then you're going to come down to a half chaturanga and into an upward facing dog. Exhale as you lower. Inhale, backward bend of choice. So cobra or upward facing dog. Back to child's pose. Exhale, lower. Inhale, backward bend. Exhale, back to child's pose. This time reaching the hands over towards the left side of the mat, breathing some space into the right side of the rib cage. Rest the elbows, keep your right sitting bone planted back towards the heel. Walking the hands to the other side, breathing space into the left intercostal muscles, keeping the left buttock planted. And then coming back to our all fours. So bending the left leg, sole of the foot pushing up towards the ceiling. And we're going to start to pulse here and do 40 in total. Planting through the hands, not sinking down onto the shoulder blades here. Try and make an imprint of all 10 fingers and just pushing up and lowering 40 times in total. So try and keep the core muscles engaged, belly button drawn in towards the spine. Good, find your breath. Last few. And then a counter stretch of sorts here. Tuck your knee in and then take your foot to the outside of your right hip and sink your bottom back to the floor. So it's not so easy to see from this angle, but sitting back into cow's mouth or Gomukhasana. So feet are either side of your hips. You're trying to avoid sitting on your feet. And 6, coming back out, unraveling, extending the left leg back, ball of the left foot to the floor, pushing the heel away just for a brief Achilles calf stretch. Repeating on the other side now. So pulsing, flexing the right foot now, planting through both hands. So it's not a big movement. We're just breathing at a natural rhythm. Keeping the core muscles drawn in towards the spine, isolating the movement there to the back leg. So tucking in, easier to see on this side, sinking the bottom back towards the floor. Might not reach the whole way. You might like to sit your bottom on a block. Arms can be out in front, or you might find it easier, as I'm doing here, resting the head on the hands. Just a brief pause. Breathing into the back ribs. We're going to repeat this Gomukhasana a second time in a moment. So just a brief stretch out after our pulsing glute movement. Back up to all fours. Unravel. Reach the right leg back behind you. Ball of the foot on the floor. A little stretch out through the ankle there. Still planting through the palms so there's no dip between the shoulder blades here. Okay, coming up into plank pose, pushing back this time through both heels. Push the heels away. In the opposite direction, we've got the crown of the head extending and then lowering, maybe knees, chest, chin, maybe chaturanga, upward facing dog, back to our downward facing dog, and then walking your feet forwards towards your hand. Coming up to standing through a nice wriggling ragdoll pose. Taking your feet a little bit wider than hips width. Inhale, raise the arms, and then exhale, just allow yourself to drop forwards. Exhaling through the mouth on the way down. Inhale, lift. Exhale on the way down. Nice audible exhale. Take a moment, plant the feet underneath the hips, hands to the heart center. Coming through a nice easy sun salutation then. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, reach forwards, hands either side of the feet. Stepping the right foot back. Nice lunge. Inhale, look up. Exhale, downward facing dog. So knees, chest, chin, chaturanga. If you prefer either cobra or upward facing dog. Hips come back to downward facing dog. Stepping forwards with the right foot. We're breathing in. Exhale, left foot joins it. Inhale, we're coming back through our ragdoll shake, and exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, raising the arms. Exhale, lowering down. We're onto the left side now. So inhale, equestrian pose, look up. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhale to your backward bend of choice. Exhale, strong arms pushing back to downward facing dog. Left foot steps forwards in between the hands. Exhaling, stepping up with the right foot. Wriggling our way up through our ragdoll wriggle and back to standing. So gentle side bend here. We can interlock the fingers. Make a steeple with the first two fingers. Exhale as we come over to the side. Inhale, center. Exhale to the other side. So obliques, internal, external obliques. Inhale, center. Exhale, over. So we really need to be firmly pushing down through both feet. As we come over to the side this time, we're going to hold it for 3 breaths. Keeping both feet firmly planted. Shoulders away from the ears. And then we'll make our way over to the other side for 3 breaths. Both feet pushing down. And back to the center, releasing the arms. Standing twist, patting yourself on the shoulder. Other arm wraps around your waist. You can rotate on the ball of the opposite foot if that's helpful for your knees. And then coming back up to the front of your mat. Hands to the heart center. This time we're going to bring our feet together and come through a bit more of a balancing sequence. So inhale, raise the arms. On the exhale, take your weight to the left foot and raise your right leg behind you, coming into Ekapadasana, airplane pose. Reaching back through the right heel. You might find you need to bend your supporting knee. That's fine. You might like to keep your hands on the hips or reach the arms forwards. Crown of the head away from the foot and then lowering down the whole way. So hands either side of the foot. Bakasana, crane pose here. Tucking the raised leg behind your supporting knee now. So exhale as you lower. And inhale as you lift. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, lift. Exhaling, tucking. Inhaling, lifting. Try and get a minimal twist through the hips on the raise. So tucking in and then pushing the foot up towards the ceiling. And then this time sinking down. So we did around 10 there. Sinking all the way down. I've turned around so that you can see what's going on with my legs, but you're just going to keep facing the same way. So second go at this Gomukhasana, cow's mouth, cow's face posture, trying to stack the knees. Now you might find that the knee doesn't come directly down onto the lower one. That's absolutely fine. It'll get easier with practice. Bringing in the arm element here should you wish. You can either use your left hand to push your right elbow back, or if you're able to, reaching the left arm behind you, interlocking the fingers and coming into a forward bend. If it's too strong on the arms, then just reach the hands forwards. Inviting the hips to relax. Breathing here, just a few breaths. Walking the hands back in and then moving your left foot so that it's now the sole of the left foot is on the floor. Coming into Ardha Matsyendrasana, half spinal twist. So there are three options. You can either wrap your arm around your thigh, or you can take your upper right arm to the outside of your left thigh into a sort of high five movement, or you might be able to reach to hold on to the foot. So I'm going to stick with that first option, wrapping the arm around the thigh, and then taking the left arm behind you, so fingertips pointing away. And this left arm is rather like a second spine. It's helping to prop you upright, keep you upright here. Try and feel that your shoulders are parallel. If you want to give an extra stretch, bringing a little bit of balance in here, then you can reach to your left foot with your right hand and extend the leg, looking over the left shoulder, so finding the twist there, palm facing up. And then unraveling, so sole of the left foot to the floor, hands either side of the left foot, step back to your lunge and then to plank pose. Through your vinyasa of choice, knees, chest, chin, cobra, chaturanga, upward facing dog, marching out in our downward facing dog there. Catch your breath, checking in with how you're feeling now. And then retracing, so stepping the right foot forwards and raising the left leg up back into our Bakasana pose. This time, see if you can balance. And then reaching, maybe both hands, maybe just one. Extending the arms forwards, or perhaps hands on the hips, and coming back up to standing. Repeating that sequence on the other side now. Inhale, lifting the arms. Exhale, reaching forwards. This time it's the left leg coming back behind you. Bending the supporting knee can help you get more reach, more length through the spine as you make your way down to Bakasana, our crane pose. So tuck and lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. We're doing 10 of these. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, lower. You're tucking both knees in and then pushing through the sole of your right foot to lift up higher through the left leg. Exhale, inhale, lift. Exhale, and this time sitting down the whole way. Taking your right foot out to the right side, back into our Gomukhasana. Working on stacking the right knee on top of the left, might not get there straight away. Lifting the hips and sort of sitting down slightly more squarely may help you get a better position there. Left arm up, bending the elbow. You can use your right hand to encourage the left hand down between the shoulder blades, or bring your right arm up behind you and interlock or grasp your fingers. Maybe forward bending here feels good. If it's too much with the hands interlocked or holding the fingers, just release the hands and reach the arms out in front. You might find that staying seated upright is quite enough so far. So work on what your body finds comfortable. Find your breath. No forcing here. So sole of the right foot coming onto the floor now as we make our way into Ardha Matsyendrasana. Those three options with the arm. Maybe wrapping the left arm around the thigh. Maybe getting the outside of the left upper arm to the outside of the right thigh. You might be able to straighten the arm and reach down to hold on to your right foot with your left hand. As before, we're going to raise the right arm, place the right hand behind you, fingertips pointing away. Try and sit down firmly through both sitting bones. So we're trying to find a twist on our central core. If you wish, raising the right leg, extending it out, taking hold of the outside of the right foot. Left hand off the floor, turning, twisting, looking up towards your right fingertips. Retracing your steps, so right foot to the floor, hands either side of your right foot, making your way back to plank, lowering to the mat. This time taking your legs apart to about the width of your mat, fingertips in line with the tops of the shoulders. You're going to bend your legs. Toes, big toes are going to come towards one another, and then see if you could lift your thighs off the floor. So it's almost like an unassisted bow pose. You can stay low through the chest, or you can start to push through the palms and lift your chest as well, but engaging the glutes here. See if we can lift the thighs any higher off the floor. And then lowering down, so pushing yourself up and back, downward facing dog. Again, it might feel good to do a twisting march here, encouraging any stagnant blood there to get moving. Retracing our steps, so left foot forwards, raising the right leg, balancing there, and then lifting the chest, maybe hands to the hips, maybe reaching the arms forwards, and coming back up to standing, hands to the heart. Catch your breath here. Notice how we're feeling. Stepping the legs out wide now, coming into a squat. So knees and toes pointing the same way. Bringing your forearm down to your thigh and coming over into a side bend. So inhale, arms out. Exhale, over to the side. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, side bend. Now you can keep resting the forearm on the thigh, or instead of resting, you can start to push the palm away. So open and exhale to the other side. So drawing the knees back. Go a little lower into your squat if you can. Exhale, keeping the back as if your shoulder blades are against a wall. So not twisting. Keeping the shoulder blades drawn back. Good. Exhale. Inhale, center. And then walking your feet in. Heel toe. Giving them a shake off. Taking a moment. Coming back to your breath. And then making your way down to the floor. So hands on the abdomen, either side of your belly button. And just take a few moments to watch the breath. No need to change it. Just allowing the body to rest, to absorb the practice, and allowing your mind to quieten down. So taking as much time as you need here. Namaste.